Hello there everybody, welcome out here to today's video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the stuff I would love to see in the 2025 Monster Jam season. As you know guys, 2024 is almost over. This year has gone by really fast and we are about to enter into 2025, which means it's time for a new Monster Jam season. Now, I was originally going to maybe do one of these videos for what I'd love to see with the 2025 season back in August, but sadly that didn't happen as most of the stuff, as I'd actually heard a lot of rumors, like, throughout the summer, like in June and July, about this coming up season and who would be on what tour and stuff like that, so I decided to not do a prediction video because I had already known everything that was gonna probably happen, so I didn't get a chance to make that. I never made that video. And then the lineups got announced, and it actually almost looked like that all the insider information that I was told was mostly false. So, but I'm out here, talk about some of the stuff I'd love to see for 2025 season. But we're not going to be talking about stuff like lineups and tour dates and stuff like that, as that stuff is already announced. As mainly what we're going to be focusing on today's video is more specific details and not involving the lineups or the schedules of the tours and stuff that I want to see be removed or brought back into Monster Jam. And this is a really important video because I'm gonna express like some of the stuff out here of how I've been feeling, and and why some of this stuff needs to be brought back. So first thing that we need to see be brought back into Monster Jam is Crushable Objects. Crushable Objects have been a staple in Monster Jam for a long time now. We really want to see them make a return more full time, as in recent years they've been more embedded obstacles. They've been more embedded into the dirt instead of having them freestanding. So, we'd really love to see the return of motor homes and freestanding crush cars for a full time, and not just for the Superstar Challenge or the World Finals. I do know we got that stuff at Superstar Challenge and World Finals within this past year, but we'd love to see them make a full-time return to have the freestanding crush cars at every single event. That is something that we used to have at all events in Monster Jam back in the day. For all events, whether it be stadiums or the World Finals or even arena shows, they all had freestanding crush cars. So, I'm hoping that those can make a return at some point. We'd also love to see motorhomes make a return. We haven't seen motorhomes since 2014, so we would love to see them make their return. Although we did kind of see the Battle Corn truck demolish one in 2015 in Anaheim, but I don't really count that as and it did happen, but that was more of a stunt thing. That wasn't for a competition, like for a freestyle competition. So, we'd really love to see those make a return. And we'd also love to see buses make a return, as well as buses. They're such a cool obstacle to have. They used to be involved in all the stadium events as well as World Finals. But this year it seems like we only got a bus at one show, which was Atlanta. And we did get a bus at World Finals, but it was just for an encore stunt, not for freestyle. Part of me wish they left that battle bus there for freestyle, but they sadly didn't. So, I'm hoping to see a return of more crushable objects, as that is what made the sport so iconic for many years, and something the fans have been begging to be brought back. So I really do hope they can make a return next year. This year I kind of felt like it's been a hard year for Monster Jam this year. I'll be talking about this more later on. But it's been a hard year for Monster Jam, so in this video, I'm going to talk about some stuff that need to be brought back, so we can kind of revive the sport and make it good, like how it was years ago, and kind of draw the attention of the older and super fans back. And that is something we need for our sport right now, as it's been a bit of a hard past couple of months as here of lately this year. So this would definitely be a big crucial thing to be brought back. I'm sure we'll be seeing lots of embedded crush cars at shows next year, but hopefully we can get some freestanding ones, maybe for World Finals and Superstar Challenge, and hopefully maybe we can start incorporating them into the regular stadium shows. And I'm pretty sure we'll also probably get a bus next year for Atlanta. At least if they don't bring it back for the main season, at least try to bring all this stuff back for World Finals, because that'd be pretty cool. Next up is Zoomies. Now, Zoomies is something also from the old era of Monster Jam that fans have been begging to be brought back now for a very long time. We love the Zoomies. We miss the Zoomies. Monster trucks, it's iconic for them to be loud, very loud, and they've been kind of getting more and more quieter throughout these recent years. So, we'd love to have them come back. I love the sound of the Zoomies. Like right here, we have Gravedigger right here with the Zoomies. I love those sounds a lot. And I would just love to see it make a return full time in the Monster Jam out here. It doesn't have to be every truck that runs Zoomies. At least let independents run the Zoomies. All the independents, let them run Zoomies if they want to. And then also, I kind of would like, not every Feld truck needs to have Zoomies. The only Feld trucks I'd really love to see them add Zoomies back onto are Gravedigger and Son of a Digger, is that would be pretty iconic and cool. But I have heard there is some controversy with the Zoomies involving the EFI systems, which they don't work well with Zoomies. But hopefully maybe they can just get rid of the EFI system, because it seems like EFI so far this year has caused more harm than good. It's caused lots and lots of truck breakage and mechanical breakage throughout the year, which has kind of hindered some of the shows. So, maybe they can just get rid of the EFI system and just have the trucks how they used to be without it, like back from all the way from 2023 and prior. As that would be pretty cool, because truck issues were definitely also a pretty big problem this past year. Within this past year, I mean, not really Feld's fault or the driver's fault. Hopefully, the equipment can be stepped up a tiny bit, and hopefully it can just be a bit better for next year, where we're not having as much mechanical breakage as we did this year. But Zoomies, we'd love to see them make a comeback, at least for the independents. At least let the independents run them, and maybe a couple Feld trucks like Gravedigger and Son of a Digger. And I just really hope they can make a return for the next Monster Jam season. Next up is get rid of the fan judging. Fan judging, has been kind of a problem and a big complaint by fans ever since it was first introduced back in 2017, and it's kind of been a problem for Monster Jam ever since. Since a lot of the times it feels like the fan judging can be a bit biased, a lot of the time towards like Feld trucks like Gravedigger, Megalodon, El Toro Loco, and and it kind of robs some people of wins, especially the independents who aren't as popular, or they don't get as much voting and don't get voted and scored as they should. So we need to get rid of fan judging. And plus, another big problem with fan judging is with Monster Jam's audience now being mainly little kids. Little kids are definitely not the best at voting, and their mind sadly does not comprehend. I'm not trying to diss on the little kids or anything, but sadly their mind isn't as mature enough to understand what's going on and how to make proper judgments, and to understand that people care about the sport. We want to see everything be fair. So little kids have definitely been part of the problem with the fan judging, and also first time fans as well. They may just see Gravedigger go out there and just give it a 10, and so they just really don't know what they're doing. And fans may not be paying attention when they're going over the judging criteria. They may not be paying attention. They may be busy doing something else, so they weren't paying attention to see what was happening, because they were doing something else, like maybe on their phone, getting food, going to the bathroom or something like that, or just tuned out and they just weren't paying attention. And so or they forgot the criteria. So, we kind of would love to see this be removed, and maybe bring back the professional judging that we used to have. That would be way better, so that way it's a bit more fair and equal for everybody, and that is something the fans would enjoy, so that way, everybody wins fairly, and we have more fair of a competition out here at Monster Jam, and we have more deserved winners. So, inclusion, I'm really hoping we can get rid of the fan judging, or maybe we can make it at all shows where you have a couple, kind of like how they had at World Finals and Superstar Challenge, where you have a panhandle uh, of official judges, and then we have the fan judging, and it's a combined vote. Maybe we can do that. I don't know, but hopefully fan judging just get a bit better, and maybe they can just hopefully try to remove it altogether, because it has not really been good throughout these past couple of years. Next up is stop making all the kids content. This is something that Monster Jam's been not really doing the best at over these past years, just making just so much content appealing for the kids, which has really drawn away and kind of like ticked off the older and super fans of the sport. All this stuff, like, it kind of can sometimes maybe give a bad image from what I've heard people say in our community to our sport, and people can't take it seriously because of all this kids content that we keep getting. I think it just really is not, and it's really not helping us. Stuff like the animated adventure series, Crash Course, Trucking Pals, all this stuff targeted for little kids. For the little kids, I mean, we're not trying to diss on little kids, but if you were to look at what the little kids got back in the day as far as content from Monster Jam, they were still able to enjoy it. So if they can make their Monster Jam, could make and take their product to make it like how it used to be back in the early 2000, throughout the 2000s, early 2010s. Hence, we enjoyed those times, and we enjoyed what we had back then. We didn't need no animated adventure series or Crash Course or other like stuff appealing to little kids. We did not need that stuff back in the day. Hey, and we were still able to enjoy the sport, which is why we got the reputation that it has, and why some of us fans have stuck around for a very long time. By how the product was presented us. So we hope that little kids content, they start making it more, just make all the content like, we don't really need animated adventure series or Crash Course. Let's focus mainly more on content like maybe of the actual shows and not stuff like this. Kind of like how we used to back in the day as far as content back in the old school, well, back from the 2000s and the 2010s. We need to go back to that and not make it just such a thing appealing towards little kids. I mean, we're not trying to diss on them, but I mean, if you were to, I think the little kids would enjoy. Nowadays, little kids would probably enjoy. Like, Monster Jam changed it to the way it was back then with their content and what they showed. I'm pretty sure that today's kids should be able to enjoy it. We're not trying to bash on the little kids, as it's not entirely their fault. It's also part of the fault of Feld Entertainment for some of the issues we have with Monster Jam nowadays. So I'm not trying to be rude or diss on any of the little kids, but we kind of need to stop with some of this content, and maybe make more content that can appeal to everybody in the community, not just the little kids. Like, make it something that also adults and teens can enjoy, and something that the older fans can appreciate. Next up is you got to remove I really want to see the removal of the filming policy. This has been something that's been hurting the fans this year, as when they brought this filming policy. Although the filming policy isn't as strict from what we've seen in years past, it's still been a bit of a problem for us viewers, for us Monster Jam community members. As there have been some people getting copyrighted strikes on their videos, and their videos being removed off of YouTube. In fact, all of MacBlog Max and Monster Truck Reels' 2024 videos that they've posted for Monster Jam are all gone due to copyright. I have heard rumors that they just did this just because, but I don't really think that's the reason. I think they somehow may have gotten copyrighted by Feld. So, no, it kind of is unfortunate that, we should be able to post our footage and because it is an event that we did pay to enter. I've heard people say this is something we paid to go to, so we should be allowed to upload our own footage to YouTube. Although it is also still Feld Entertainment's footage, we should still be able to upload our own fan footage. Of course, we can't steal Monster Jam's content. I do agree with that, but I do think that we should be allowed to upload videos to YouTube, kind of like how we have been doing ever since 2019. And because that's really hurt the community by us not being able to post footage, and has led to a lot of people stop attending Monster Jam, is because of the filming policies and recording, uploading the events, and it's really hurting our careers, especially mine, as we've kind of not been getting as good of views on this year's shows that I've been posting compared to compared to last year. Some of my shows did do decent, like Orlando, Miami, and Tampa show 2, all did pretty well, but the rest of my shows, they just didn't do as well in views as what I would have wanted them to get. So So I'm really hoping the filming policy to get removed, so that way people like me and other community members aren't getting affected as badly as there's definitely probably been some profit lost this year for the community members and the people that film and post the shows. um so yeah, I'm really hoping this policy can just go away, although some people do claim that they don't really do anything, but I think it is pretty clear that they will sometimes take down videos. So we kind of really need this policy to end, so that way we can our careers don't our careers on YouTube don't get hurt. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to say on this? I'm sorry about this. I forgot what I was about to say before I started recording the video for some of this stuff, but I just really hope this policy can go away, so that way we can go back to uploading videos, and that way we can get more money and more profit from our videos, kind of like how we were in previous years. And plus, the filming and us uploading our shows really united the community and got us to all unite, and we all got to connect to each other. That's how the community kind of formed, was through us fans filming full shows and posting on the YouTube. It's kind of really united our community, and our community's kind of been hurt ever since this filming policy was made. And community's kind of been a bit more they're starting to divide now, and over the filming policy. Kind of see a bit of a division going on. Like, we're not as connected or united as what we once were when we were able to record the shows. That's how a lot of us know each other through that. So I really hope the filming policy can get removed, so that way we can go back to filming the full shows, uploading them on YouTube without any worry about copyright. So that way we can all make a profit and connect and unite as a community. Next up is RII. This has been another huge issue this year's controversial RII calls. I'm really hoping this is something that does get fixed for next year. I'm hoping they're not as strict on the RII and that they can be a bit more loose. There were some good moments with the RIIs with the officials this year, such as Camden Murphy's freestyle from Arlington, Texas. Show 1 this year back in March, where he just absolutely burned it down, getting all those saves, and he was even running with a broken truck with chassis damage, and the officials still let him run. So we want more of that this year. We hope that there's not as many controversial RII calls this year, and we can let the trucks run, let them run broken, and let them burn it down to the ground for all the fans out here. And go back to the way it was years ago, where the RII wasn't as big of an issue, and the trucks could burn it down and just put on a show for you guys. As that's what we really want to see. Is we want to make sure the fans go home and get a great show, something that's worth the money they paid for the event. So so I'm really hoping they can end the RII, and they can not be as strict with the RII. And so that way we can get some really good quality shows, and that the fans can enjoy, and the fans can get something their money's worth. Next up is the MAV TV episodes that we get on TV. The TV episode airings that we have seen throughout the recent years since Monster Jam's been on TV, especially within this past decade, ever since 2021. It's kind of felt like the TV episodes and their quality have just kind of gone downhill as of recently. They don't feel as high of quality as what they used to be. The commentary is not as good. The camera quality is not as good. The sound quality of the trucks is not as good, where sometimes you can just barely hear the truck engine sounds, and sometimes the audio with the trucks kind of feel out of sync to what is actually happening. And just the overall quality of the TV episodes that we see nowadays on MAV TV is kind of felt like it's been downgraded compared to other years. Like, in my opinion, the prime for Monster Jam on TV was definitely from 2000 through 2016, and then 2017 through 2020 were also really good and decent years for Monster Jam on TV. If we can go back to how we had the Monster Jam TV episodes, like back from 2020, with that kind of camera quality and commentator quality, that is something we'd really love to enjoy, because a lot of the fans and how we got interested into the sport and why we remain interested is because the episodes we see on TV that we saw back on TV back in the day, and if they're not producing quality and content like that for TV episodes, they may lose interest with fans, since a lot of times the fans interest and keeping up with the sport and really getting into it has come from these TV episodes. So I'm really hoping they can kind of improve them, make the camera quality a bit better, and have a bit better commentary, and make the sounds with the trucks and stuff like that be a bit more clean and smooth, like how we had it compared to what we have now. Since these TV episodes are important for the sports promotion and getting our brand out there, so we want to produce a high quality content on TV that people can watch, and so that way people can get into our sport. Alrighty, next up we have bringing back old school trucks. Something that's been a complaint as of lately is that all the trucks recently they've been more just 3D bodies and animals and not actual trucks, kind of like how we had it. I mean, I do like trucks like Sparkle Smash, but I would also love to see more like old school type trucks, because they are called monster trucks, not monster creatures or animals that we have a majority of nowadays. Now, I'm not saying those trucks are bad, like trucks like Megalodon, El Toro Loco, Monster Mutt. They're definitely not bad, but I still definitely do love it when the trucks were actually shaped like an actual truck, like a Ford or a Chevy or an SUV. I kind of do miss those kind of trucks in Monster Jam, instead of it all being just 3D bodies. So, I'm kind of really hoping that, maybe we can bring back some old school trucks that the fans really want to see be brought back. Trucks like Mohawk Warrior, Backwards Bob, Bakugan Dragonoid, Blue Thunder, Max D, Lucas Oil Crusader, Soldier Fortune Black Ops, Northern Nightmare. These are all trucks fans would love to see make a return in Monster Jam. So, we'd love to hopefully see Monster Jam bring back some of these old school trucks and give them new life in Monster Jam, and because that is what the fans really want to see. We want to see some of these old school trucks return, especially Backwards Bob. Fans have been wanting to see that truck return now for quite some time, and we hope some of these old school trucks can make a full-time return soon. I do know some of these trucks like Max D, Malkware, Bakugan, and Soldier Fortune have just gotten retired recently, but maybe, we can maybe bring back Bakugan Dragonoid. Maybe Camden Murphy can give the Classroom Crusher to someone else can drive it. Maybe Blake Granger can drive Max D. Maybe they can bring back Mohawk Warrior without the sponsorship, and Bryce Kenny can drive it. And then maybe we can bring back Tony Oaks to Thunderosaurus, and then maybe we can have Todd LeDuc back in Blue Thunder instead of Megalodon. But, I'd really love to see more old school type trucks return to Monster Jam. As I think that would make the sport way better. I mean, nothing wrong with the current day trucks. I still do love them, but these trucks were also cool, and I love these trucks as well. And I really do hope they can make a return, and it can also be because now we have a balance where everything isn't felt like a 3D body animal themed trucks like Sparkle Smash, to make it almost seem like it's all targeted towards little kids, but to have Feld trucks out there that can also target towards the older fans. And that's about it for this video. This year, guys, has been a kind of a hard year for Monster Jam. While it has been a good year, we have had many awesome moments, but it's also been hard this year, especially these past couple of months, ever since the post-World Finals. It's just been really hard with all the, felt like the shows that during this off season just haven't been as good as what we've seen in other quarter two post-World Finals shows from previous years, like in 2022 and 2023. I kind of felt like those quarter two seasons were just way better than what we had this year. Most of the arena shows were just really kind of forgettable and not as good as from what we saw from last year and the year prior. Now, there were some good arena shows like Tampa, Sunrise, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Spokane. I all feel were decent, but the rest were just kind of mid and just kind of forgettable and not really the best of shows. The international shows also during this second quarter have also, kind of, not been as good as well. I mean, the shows were all right and decent, but they weren't as good as what we saw last year. And then And then some of the domestic stadium shows, though, the 6 shows that we did get domestically in the United States, I do think most of them were pretty good. I think Kansas City, Nashville, Glendale, Houston, and Arlington. I think those were all pretty good shows. I think those shows were all pretty solid. East Rutherford kind of was lacking a bit, but all the rest of them were pretty solid and pretty good shows that we got. But this core two has definitely not been as good as what we've seen from other post World Finals shows we've seen in the past. So and this year's also just been tough as we've seen a lot of change in Monster Jam throughout this year. One of the years with the most change that we've seen probably ever since the pandemic. Having to say goodbye to Tom Mentz in his career, or having to say goodbye to Tom Mentz, that was really hard to see Tom Mentz retire throughout this year, and it's been and it was just a hard year for Monster Jam as well with Tom because he got injured early on. I felt like this year would have been just so much better if Tom just could have completed his final season. But hey, there's not really anything we can do now. We can't go back in time. Time travel is not possible, and Tom Metz is too old to come back and to try to come back and maybe try to do one more season and then to try to redeem himself. I just think I think he's just too old, and we just really don't want to. His injury he got back in February was pretty severe, and dislocated neck, and we don't really want him to come back and then get another injury, which could be more severe and life-threatening. So it's probably just for the best that Tom Mentz stay retired. And we've also seen other drivers leave and retire as well from Monster Jam. Like we saw Corey Rummel leave, David Olfert, Lindsey Reed. So we've seen a lot of changes. We also had to sadly say goodbye to quite good and iconic trucks like Max D and Mohawk Warriors. So next year is definitely gonna feel a bit different, and it's just been a kind of a hard year for Monster Jam, and it's been just kind of sad to see some of the changes that have been taking place in the sport. And I kind of wish we could just go back and be like how it was from 2022 and 2023. I wish we can go back to that. That was pretty awesome. But, sadly we can't. It's been sad seeing the changes in this core too. It's just been really hard for us. If I were to be honest right now with the 2025 season coming up, this has probably been one of the least hyped. This is probably one of the least hype I've probably been for a Monster Jam season in a really long time. As my hype for the 2022, 2023, and 2024 seasons were just really big, and I was just super duper hyped for those shows. But then, and for 2025, I'm not as hyped. I mean, I'm still excited and look forward to see what happens. But I am not as excited because it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. Having to watch Monster Jam without Mohawk Warrior or Max D or Tom Mentz. It's gonna be different and hard, but as a community and fans, I've been seeing lots of people leaving the community and not wanting to be a part of Monster Jam or being a super fan. I've been seeing that a lot this year. So I kind of really do hope the older fans can come back, maybe through the 8 things I mentioned in this video, so that we can draw the fans back in, and we kind of regain as communities. It's been a hard year for the community, especially ever since this quarter 2 shows. It's been really hard for the community. Lots of people are just leaving the sport and not wanting to be as involved in it as they used to. So I'm hoping that hopefully this video could get some awareness. That way we can have this stuff back in Monster Jam. So that way we can get all the fans back. Is that what we'd really love to see out here? And I'm just hoping next year can be a bit better year for Monster Jam, and we can have a bit of a stronger year with less injuries and just nice and good quality shows. I feel like the first quarter of this year is really solid, but then second quarter was really lacking. So I'm hoping next year we have a great consistent year with great shows throughout the whole year. We can be consistent and have great solid shows for all you fans and for all the fans, and try to rebuild up our community and trying to take the sport to new heights and stuff like that, and innovate it and keep it going strong. That's basically gonna be the end of this video, guys. I'm sorry this video kind of I kind of mumbled and repeated myself a tiny bit. It's kind of something that I came up with like at the last minute to create this video. I'm really sorry if this video wasn't the best of quality, but as of news, as also guys, today is also the last day you can sign up for holiday racing. There's still a few trucks left. We still have 5 trucks left you can pick. So if you have not signed up, please be sure to sign up. I will put links in the description down below if you want to go sign up. And you can also, if you want to, sign up in this comment section down below. The 5 trucks we still have available left are Monster Mount Rottweiler, Tasmanian Devil, Oxygenator Ice, Soldier Fortune Ice, and Chillin' Villain are all left, so you guys can pick them. So please be sure to sign up so that way we can get all these spots filled out if you haven't signed up already. So we can have a full lineup for this year's holiday racing event. Alright everybody, thank you all for watching this video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you guys can be notified for when more Monster Jam content comes your way. Alrighty, bye-bye everybody, have a God bless day, and we'll see you all soon for some more Monster Truck content.